If you hear some tapping, I'm sorry, there's builders. Anyway, I've just come back from watching Mickey 17, the new Bong Joon-Ho film, which he directed, starring Robert Pattinson as Mickey Barnes. He's an expendable, as they call it in the film. He is an expendable, as they call it in the film, which means he signed up to himself being expendable, meaning they can keep killing him and killing him and killing him, and replacing him, constantly having a infinite worker, basically. And what his job is to go to different planets and test different things, and they can basically do whatever they want to him, because they can keep re-uploading him and making a new one. Now, this review does have spoilers, so if you haven't watched it, yeah, or keep listening anyway if you don't give a shit. This film was interesting. It was weird, it was odd, but it was somehow really, really cool. I don't understand why, but I don't know, there's just something alluring about it. Like, it's not... I don't know. I wouldn't describe it as a particularly, good film, but what I keep drawing back to is the cinematography and just the performance. Robert Pattinson as Mickey Barnes is his name. His performance was incredible, actually. If you look back on it and you think about what he actually did and what he was doing, playing the two different Mickeys, 18 and 17, acting like Dragon Ball here, but yeah, the two different stark differences in the characters which you can see, and the parts of the personality which are not in 18, which are in 17. It's like, that performance was mad. Absolutely incredible. Great. Cinematography, if you actually notice some of the shots, and if you're a little weirdo nerd like I am, if you notice some of the camera angles and things, massive, great. Now, I call back to a reference like The Great Wall in the sort of structure and setup of this story. Kind of. Not really. But if you kind of can see where I'm coming from, it makes some sort of sense, alright? Like, there's the big bug alien thing, which genuinely, just its eyes spawned. I only think we ever see one of its eyes. Ever. It just spawns. You never, it never has eyes. It never shows you that it has eyes. Then its eye comes out of its socket, goes, it looks at you, and then it never comes out again. That one tentacle eye that's looking at him never comes out again. You never see that again. You always just see the close up of the eye behind the fur of the big mama. That's all you see. So that was the one thing that I remember being weird as I watched it. I was like, that eye's kind of just popped out of nowhere, and now it's back in its place, and it's never coming out again, and it's just there. The translator, that was kind of bound to happen, supposed to happen. Like, if you're dealing with that sort of thing, there's going to be a translator for the aliens so that you can communicate and see what they're saying and having that connect, especially after the alien saved 17. I don't know. I have no idea how the concept of this film was made. I know the book. What I should be asking is, how the hell did he come up with the book? I have no idea how it translated from the book. I have no idea how close it is, how much it does it justice. I have no idea. But from what I watched, the idea is mental. It's crazy. It's kind of cool, kind of original. But yeah. I think my favourite thing about this film is the difference between 17 and 18. It's just that complete two different personality change. And the threesome thing, it's just funny, wasn't it? Like, 17's laying there like, I don't really want to do this. And 18's like, yeah, boy, I'm drugged as fuck. Let's do this. And she was game as shit. Imagine if there was two of me. God, she'd love that, wouldn't she? Good lord. She's very honey. Anyway, yeah, this film was something. Mark Ruffalo and his wife. My God. Mark Ruffalo was hilarious in this film, right? He's like this rich aristocrat. People have compared him to being like Trump. and I can kind of see that in a way, but I think he also had some sort of prosthetic in his mouth which pushed his top teeth forward, so he just always looked. He's very. Yes, boy. What are you doing? He was always like that, and it looked so weird, and it was so funny. It was just, yeah. And his wife, what a weirdo. The soup. I want the soup. What are you doing, love? You little weirdo. Chop the tails off so I can have the soup. What's going on? What is this? What am I watching? It's just weird. I don't know how you even make characters like those, how you think of characters like those. They're just crackheads. They're mental. They're off their tits, right? That's just what this was, and it's a funny watch. It's a comedy sci-fi, so it is funny, and I watched it with my brother and mum, and the scene when Mickey is talking to Mickey, 18's talking to 17, and 18 just loses his rag at 17 after he's been to the dinner party with Mark Ruffalo and he spewed everywhere because he got injected with because he ate that. Oh, the meat. When that came on screen, I was like, I was minging, mate. That was disgusting. What are you doing? It's the colour of a salmon. It's the colour of in between my toes. What are you eating that for? That is disgusting. I don't care how long you haven't eaten for. I'd never eat steak that looks like a salmon's insides, mate. Disgusting. But anyway, yeah. When Mickey 18 is going off at 17 for saying thank you for the food, that was so funny. Yeah, it's unironically funny. Sorry if I tap that. But when he's just going, you're a fucking loser, and he's going at him, and yeah, it was funny. It was a funny film. It did do the comedy aspect justice, and the alien creepy tentacle things. Yeah, that story. The storyline's like really weird, kind of like it doesn't really make sense. Ish, kind of. I don't know. It's just a weird story. It does make sense in the context of what it is, but it's just a fucking mental story. That's just what it is, and there's no other way to explain it. It's in its own realm, and it's just chaos. It's mental. It's off its tits. It is crackheadish. It is no hairline day. Whatever the fuck. Like, it's just I don't know. But I liked it. And I'm going to give it a 7.5. And I'm actually not entirely sure of that. My heart wants to say 7, but I'm going to push it up a little bit higher because I don't know. There's just something about it I find endearing. I like the comedy aspect, and is it the sci-fi aspect of it? I don't really know. Like, the CGI and stuff was fine. It's just a bit fucking weird. And the majority of that 7.5 comes from the performance, and it comes from the characters, and yeah, it's just the comedy aspect. It comes from just that. The sci-fi bit is the bit which I take it down from. So yeah, they're being very loud, so they can fuck off. But this film, yeah, was great. It was 7.5, I said. And let me know what you thought, please, because I don't know how to describe this film one bit. It's so weird, it's so mental. Tentacles slurping bitches, shagadelish bitches, cloning bitches. That's all this is. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please let me know what you thought. Comments, do it. Bye. What the fuck was that? I'm not fucking ET or some shit.